cover up there. And see, even with me putting it in that slot, they could have made this back a little bit deeper because the edge of this box is sticking out ever so slightly. And this cover is slightly different than an electrical cover for a duplex plug or a light switch. And there's only so tight that's going to go because this is sticking out. They should have made this just a hair bigger with a deeper indentation. I'm critiquing this company's switch. You know? That's what I'm doing here. Okay, get that on there. That's the nut right there that holds this on there. Okay, so you want to get that nice and snug, because that's what's going to hold this straight. Now if you got a little crescent wrench, you can take that. Let's see, I guess we could tighten that just a hair that way. If you didn't have that, you could use a pair of pliers and make them out a little bit bigger like that, and take that and twist it, you know. Okay, line that up. That looks pretty good. Now see that box back there, remember I was trying to line it up in there? Well, it doesn't really matter. It would have mattered more if we had a top screw and a bottom screw, because then you wouldn't be able to adjust the plate. But because this plate only adjusts in the middle, then you can take that and kind of twist it around however you want. I think I probably should go just a hair tighter. The last thing you want to do is over tighten that, because you're going on plastic threads, you know? So I think I'm going to leave it right there. Now take a look at that, and that flat bit of the round stud is facing up. I look at this and make sure that's facing up, because you don't, last thing you want to do is try to force this on the wrong direction, however, because then your timer's not going to work properly. You know what I mean? And I've seen that happen before too. There. Okay, got it pushed in there, and there it is. Now there's no power to this yet, and I'm going to take that, I'm just going to show you how this works. You can turn this, so you have to turn it where it says turn past. You have to turn it past that. Now now it clicks on. And now, if I listen to it, it's just clicking. Just ticking back and forth like a clock, like a grandfather clock, like an egg timer, or anything like that. And I know that's working properly, okay? So I can take that and I can turn it back and click it off, okay? Like that. And it's probably best, once you turn it, you know, once you turn it on, just leave it on. You know what I mean? I don't think you really should turn it back to the left too often. But anyways, that's on. Now I'm going to turn the power back on. We're going to see what happens here and make sure this works before we plug the air conditioner back in. Okay, I've turned the breaker back on. I have not tested this yet, but theory has it. And see, I like to do everything on camera. I don't like to check it out first and get it all set up and all that. Okay, I've got that timer on. So if I put my tester in here, this should be on. And look at that. See the orange light? Push that back, and that's on. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I got it clicked. I heard it click off, but I can still hear the timer going going a little bit, and I don't think the timer's on now. I think it's just kind of taking a couple seconds to shut off because I turned it off. That's why I say once you turn it on, you just want to have it naturally turn off. Okay, I'm going to see if the power is off here, and I hope it is. I think it will be because I heard this click off. Okay. Look at that, and sure enough, the power is off to this plug, just like I wanted. Okay, it's all starting to make sense now. You see there, all the power comes to here. Ooh, it sounds like I'm on a cruise. Let's get this plugged back in. Looks just like it did beforehand, huh? Just like that. And you know, there should be no power there. I can't even reset it. Got the handheld remote here. Nothing's happening. Pressing the power button, nothing is happening because I've got to turn the timer on first. Now let's turn that on and see what happens. I turn it past that, and that's on. And see, it went on because I tried turning it on from before. Now I got this, and I can turn that off right here with the handheld unit. You see that? It's off. And I can turn the power on up there, and it's back on. Now this handheld unit will work until this gets shut off. Pretty cool, eh? This is going to save a ton of money when running this air conditioner. That way when somebody walks out the door, if they got they have to have the timer on no matter what to have this unit running. Lots of people will crank this up to 4 and then they walk out the door 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, and they forgot that they turned it all the way to 4. Well, if they're only going to need it for an hour, all they have to do is turn it to 1. You know what I mean? And then it will shut off. But if they forget and they turn it all the way on to 4 hours, at least it's only going to, if they're only here for an hour and they take off, at least this unit's only going to run for another 3 hours. It's not going to run for another 8 hours, another 10 hours, or whatever. Okay? Now here's another important thing to think about with this timer. One more thing. Now I've got everything off right now with the handheld. There's power on to here, okay? So this, I can have it off right now. The timer's on, but I just don't have it on yet. But once I turn this on, if I leave this unit on, let's say I turn it on here now, and the unit is running, the unit's going to shut off when this shuts off, when the timer shuts off. Next time I turn the timer on, this is automatically going to turn on without using the handheld remote because this was on when the timer went off. Does that make sense? But if you have this off, let's say you got it on now and you're going out the door, the timer's on, you don't have to even touch the timer. You're going out the door, oh, I'll turn the air conditioner off. You turn it off with the remote. Now this timer is just going to shut off, and next time you turn the timer on, your air conditioner is not going to go on until you use the handheld remote, okay? So there you go. That's going to save you lots of money. I'm going to make an electrician out of you yet. Hey, I told you before, I won't show you anything I don't think you can do. I know you can do this. It took a little bit of time and thought process and all that, but you know what? Get in there, and I think if you do one, you'll be able to figure you can do your other air conditioners too. I want you to save money. I don't want you paying an electrician to come over, an air conditioning guy to come over, or anything like that. You need to start learning how to do things yourself. And I think I've explained enough on this project on how to do this properly. So just follow it through. Think closely on where your power comes in, and you can do it. Now do you see why I put that switch over as far off to the right as possible? We're in an inside corner here. Here's a window, an exterior door. Got a nice little chair there. Then there's an armoire here that's got a TV in it. And that's where that chair apparently lives. And you see why now I got the switch way over here? That way somebody can walk up here like this and turn that on. They don't have to go out like this and reach that over there, or come here and reach way over there, or if this chair is out like that, they don't have to come way over there, because they never have to reach and touch that. You see what I mean? You can simply come right here and you're going to have to turn it on right there. However, whatever's in this corner, at least I'm out away from the wall. That's why I wanted to get it out this way. And I didn't want to install it over here. Remember where that stud was? So now you know how to do all that. Do that thought process before you start your project. It'll really come in handy. That looks really good. It looks like a professional did that work and put those plugs in and the switch in, that timer. And you know, you did it yourself. And don't worry, mum's the word. I won't tell a soul. That's it for this project. I'm glad you could join me. I'll see you next time.